to the inevitable return to butter. I am your host, Critical, and my co-host,
Queasy Butter. Man.
Go ahead and introduce the topic.
Man, today we talking about Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth. June 19th.
Juneteenth.
Yeah, teenth. See, Juneteenth is something that has gotten a lot of controversy because now it is a federal holiday in the United States, and it's commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. And, it's also called the Juneteenth National Independence Day, Jubilee Day, Emancipation Day, Freedom Day, Black Independence Day. And they have, celebrations going on all over the United States. But it originally started out in Texas. And the reason why it started out in Texas is because when the emancipation...
Hold on. Go ahead.
I say the reason why it started in Texas is because the Emancipation Proclamation was passed and it had gone a whole year before it was recognized down here in Texas.
Right.
Okay, so it became a big celebration. Now,
it became a what?
A big celebration. And then it became a national holiday. And when it became a national holiday, is when we, Butter, Strong Tower, SR Investments, got together and put on the first ever in Wynne, Arkansas, first ever Juneteenth festival and pop-up shop.
And what?
And pop-up shop.
Yeah, and we had a lot of good speakers there. Sponsors, My Celebrity Smile, Fam FM Radio. Hold on, man. I gotta pause. Hold on.
Yeah, we're back. As I was saying, when we was inspired to do the first ever Juneteenth festival and pop-up shop down there in Wynne, Arkansas, I want to give a little history behind Wynne so people can understand how important this was to me. And I don't know exactly how everyone else felt about it, but it was really important to me because of where it was and because they didn't recognize it. And just so happened, it was a blessing that it became a national holiday on the first one that we did. So we made history.
And let's applaud for that.
Yes, sir. Let's applaud for that. We made history. And also, from my survey, in reviews from the people who participated and the people who came out, was great. All of I didn't get any complaints from any of the vendors of not making a profit. I got all good reviews. Now, I'm sure somebody was disgruntled. Somebody didn't like something. However, it was the first time, and it was a great event, and it was historical.
It was historical, and this year is going to be historical again. Let's go.
Yes. Now, a little history about Cross County, Arkansas, in Wynne and Forest City, so we can understand who we're dealing with. Cross County, Arkansas is named after Confederate Brigadier General Ephraim McDonald Cross.
I'm going to put the picture right here on our YouTube. Make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe. Go ahead.
Then Forest City, Arkansas is named after Confederate Lieutenant General Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was one of the most successful and controversial figures of the Civil War.
Okay.
Wynne, Arkansas is named after Confederate Major General James A. Wynn, who was a lawyer, businessman, and a politician before the American Civil War.
Okay, Uncle, I got to quote you on that. It says Wynn was named for Captain Jesse Watkins Wayne, a Texan who achieved the rank of the captain in Civil War at the age of 21. He was famed for leading a group of his captors up to the Confederate line, where he then marched them to the headquarters as his own prisoners. What do you know about that?
I don't know a whole bunch about it, simply because this is not what was taught. This is information that we're finding out ourselves through our own initiative to dig deep and research and find out why these things are the way they are.
All right, hold that thought.
Now, these are the individuals who actually lost the war.
All right, the Civil War. So you say they lost the Civil War?
Yes, they lost the Civil War. Well, basically, this is just my own thought.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They decided to stop fighting each other.
Yeah, we don't want to dig too deep in this, but yeah, for sure we finding out the information and why these people was named what they was named, why these streets and cities and towns was named what they were named. A lot of people don't even know what they living on, man. Keep going.
Yeah, they don't. And neither did I, because this is not what was taught in school. Okay? We were only taught their greatness, but we weren't taught the significance and the reasons behind all of it.
Yeah,
now,
so the person that I had to tell you, that you was talking about at first was Mr. James A., right?
Yeah, according
right, so
to
we need to figure out who he is, because I can't find him.
Okay, well, it could be a misquote from someone.
Yeah,
you know,
probably be a misquote.
I did the research and all that. However, the main issue is it was Captain Wynn.
Yeah. So we see that right here. Y'all see his picture. There it is. We over that situation. Let's keep going. All right.
Yeah. But yet, the cities and towns were named after them, and all the monuments were put up after them. That's what all that controversy was over, people wanting to tear down their monuments. Because they were upset. Like, why would you put up all these monuments after these people were the losers, and they were the Confederates who were fighting to keep slavery? Oh, it's a deep issue. People don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. So we must understand why we get the opposition that we get when we talk about things like this. Because those who oppose the freedom are still prominent to this day. They were kept in your mind and in those minds of the people who supported them, because they named all the towns after them.
Right. They put it right in your face. Kim Jong-un, yeah.
Yeah, we lost, but listen, we're going to celebrate the fact that we're still here and we're still running things. Now, we didn't participate in the second one. However, one of the young ladies, she took it upon herself to do it, and we're going to try to bring her in to the podcast at a later date. However, she was one of the vendors, and she loved the fact that she had an opportunity to do something like that. Yet the second time, I was concerned about what was going to happen, and the people that was left to do it kind of dropped the ball. But they called her, and because she had that same energy and that same spirit and understood
the importance of Juneteenth.
Yes.
And since we're a company based, nonprofit organization based out of St. Louis, and we pretty much going worldwide, keep going.
Yeah. Well, our organization, Building Unity to Teach Another, is not confined to any locale.
No, not at all.
This is universal. So we might show up in your town to host something that's going to help humanity, period.
That's the goal.
giving shouts out to all those who participated again, because
hold on, man, please. We back, man. We on shout outs, man. Excuse me, man. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I want to give shouts out to the people who participated in the first, because I don't know all those who participated in the second, but the very first, and help us make history. Number one, I have to shout out the Apostle Freddie L. Smith, simply because he allowed us to do this on the temple's property, and we didn't have to pay anything for it. And I shout out to of course, you, because you came from St. Louis. You and My Celebrity Smile, Divas on the Dime, and a special shout out to my boy King Supreme Sadiq. He came to speak. He came with the expectation of speaking to a particular crowd. But what I liked about what the brother did was, when he first came, he just walked around the whole event and observed who was there. Then he modified his speech in kind of what you would call freestyle, and spoke to the crowd that was there. That's a skill. I respect that. Big shouts out to.
Yeah, big shout out to him. I'm gonna put a picture right there.
And then all those who donated, because we went door to door. I personally went myself door to door to ask for contributions, whether it was in kind or finance or what have you. And there were several people who really kicked in, and oddly to say, there were some people that I thought would never kick in, and the ones that I thought should didn't. Because I went to the mayor, I went to several people at that time. The mayor, and I believe is still there. It's a female woman, a female. She became mayor. I forget the year.
Shout out to the mayor.
Yeah, and I'm shouting those who, like I said, that did and those who didn't, because it gave us a drive to continue to go on and do it anyway.
You got to keep pushing.
Yeah, exactly. Keep pushing, because many were naysayers. We even invited or anticipated the Heat magazine coming to do interviews and stuff, yet they didn't show. But shout out to them anyway, because they're doing a thing. They out there doing their thing. Maybe they'll show up this time, because we're going to go back to those very people. We want you involved in our national holiday, just as we're involved in the holiday in July, which is the 4th. So we want the 19th to be special and celebrated just as the 4th is celebrated. It is an Independence Day. So we would like for people to recognize that.
Yeah, that's my birthday time, though. Yeah, we're going to keep on celebrating the 4th. Let's go.
And Miss Harris, big shout out to Miss Harris for taking it on herself to plan it out. And do it herself. It took several people to help me. When I brought the idea, it took several people. So, therefore, I understand how difficult it is to get the people together to do something of this magnitude. So, shout out to Miss Harris. And we'll be looking to speak with her soon.
Shout out Miss Harris. We for sure going to be speaking to her soon and tapping in with her, and we locking it down. Let's go.
Now, tell me something.
Yeah, Miss Oprah Lee, that helped get the Juneteenth passed as a holiday, 90-some years young. You know what I'm saying? It's a portrait hanging up of her out there in Texas. They just posted it up. You know, this was 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? It's 2012. This was 2 days ago. This is real information. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Just look at Miss Opal Lee's face, the grandmother of Juneteenth. It's the ultimate honor in this moment that's standing ovation worthy. The unveiling of her portrait on the Senate floor is a testament to her strong will and perseverance. Some say she brings out the best in everyone.
I was so happy and so humble. I wanted to do a holy dance, but the kids sound twerking when I heard.
Miss
Roses while you're alive, darling.
Mrs. Opal Lee was inspired from an early age to seek to better the world around her and to become an advocate for social justice and civil rights.
She literally walks the walk. Back in 2016, she started walking 2.5 miles in cities across the country, symbolizing the 2.5 years it took for word to get out to all slaves that they were free.
How soon we gonna get started?
And crowds began joining her.
How are you feeling right now?
Real good, real good.
Those walks led President Biden to sign a bill making Juneteenth a federal holiday back in 2021. And Lee is still fighting for civil rights.
Okay.
And yeah, so you heard that. I had to let that play right there. This is real history going on right now. History has been made again. Go ahead and talk about that, Miss Oprah Lee.
Yes, sir. And that's the main reason why I stress for the younger generation. Stop being disrespectful to your elders. Start listening to them. I know sometimes elders go on with stories we don't want to hear, but they have experienced life. They have experienced some things that you are yet to know. Even if you don't want to listen to them, give them that much respect and stop cursing them out. Stop acting like idiots when it comes to the elders, because the elders are the ones who have seen where we come from, and if they've made it from where we come from, then they have something that's very special, and it's supposed to be recognized. Give them their flowers before they're in the grave.
Yeah, give them their flowers before they're in the grave. And you know what? Shout out to Miss Oprah Lee. She's standing straight up and down. She's standing next to her portrait. You know, right on the Senate floor. It's going all the way up in Texas right now. This was 2 days ago. I wish I could have been there to see it, man. It's going to keep going.
Yeah, and see, I was even unaware of that because I haven't been paying attention to, what's popular in the media and things, which I'm going to pay more attention.
You got to.
However, I'm in the mode of creation again, and preparation.
Inedible return of butter.
Yes, and in that mode, I'm looking forward to the next step. How do we elevate? How do we escalate this thing? How does it grow? And part of that is emancipation of the mind and soul. You can emancipate an individual from physical chains, but the emancipation of mental slavery is a hard task, and we got a lot of work to do.
We got a lot of work to do, y'all, so y'all already know what it is. Is there anything else you need to say or tell these people?
This is the Juneteenth.
Okay, what's the name of this podcast?
Inevitable Return to Butter.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Inevitable Return to
Butter.